Good morning, everybody. How's it going? It is 9:02 a.m. Mountain Time on Friday, August 27th, and today we're going to talk about a few different things. We're going to go through the news. We're going to talk about DeFi hacks and what the next big thing in DeFi is going to be, in my opinion. We're going to talk about Solana. Obviously, that's the big news. Why I think it's still going to be bigger than what it is currently. And go over Bitcoin and where we're at. We're going to talk levels, and we're going to talk why GBTC is looking like a buy. So if you like that, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. I appreciate it greatly. Again, what it does for me is it gives me validation that the content that I'm putting out is good information for people and they're getting good use of it. So please hit the subscribe. Again, I appreciate it greatly. Also remember that none of this is financial advice in this video. Everything is for informational and educational purposes only. Do your own research. I am not a financial advisor. I am just a trader, but I do have my opinions and I do want to share those. So let's get into it. Okay, first of all, I know most of you guys are viewers from stockmarketmentor.com, and I appreciate that. And we have a growing community of crypto traders in there. But just wanted to share, I made this post yesterday, and give me a follow on Twitter if you haven't already, Matt_the_trader. But just wanted to share, these are positions that, I've been sharing since, Bitcoin was in that 30,000 area that we didn't know. Is it going to break down to 24? Is it going to stop here? The head and shoulders pattern is looking a little nasty. But most of these we've been in since there's like a handful that we haven't. For example, like ILV, not up to 31% on that, but up about 50-60% since we entered. But these are 30-day changes. Bitcoin, we're up more than that on. Ethereum, up more than that on. But some of these, like Solana, we were in the mid-30s, 170%. If you followed me, I had a trade and a core. I exited the trade at $43. Good trade, held on to the core. ERN, good gain. Super, just kind of holding that 90 range. I update these regularly and where they're at. Not quite every day, but if you haven't joined, think about joining. We are doing really well, and we got Scott and I have been, I think, given some good, just kind of like outlook on the markets for people to make good decisions. So anyways, think about joining stockmarketmentor.com right here. These are just the 1 month gains. Luna, yeah, those are actual gains. $10, and it went up over 30 now, still sitting 31.40. Another one like Solana, I think we're going higher. So even with things looking a little extended in a hold position, things are looking good still, and I'll share that with Bitcoin. Anyways, moving on. I wanted to get into the news section first, and that I like to share news that just shows adoption and institutional investments, and just because this, again, just to reiterate, this fundamental side just gives me confidence that I'm reading the technical side right, and it lets me kind of look into the price action and the volume and what's going on there and what's really happening inside the chart, even though 75-80% of my buy, hold, or sell is based off of technical analysis. So first off, another billionaire Simon Nixon's venture capital to increase crypto allocation. Just something you're seeing everywhere now. A new report suggests that 4% of the total Bitcoin supply, 816,379 Bitcoin, is owned by 14 Bitcoin fund issuers and asset managers. English billionaire MoneySupermarket.com founder Simon Nixon has plans to increase his crypto investments through his London-based venture capital firm. The Bitcoin ecosystem has seen the steady involvement of billionaires, including Carl Icahn, who recently said he may invest up to $1.5 billion in crypto, stating Bitcoin to me is just a store of value. Anyways, moving on. Next, Cuba, set to recognize and regulate cryptocurrency. We're seeing this with a lot of third world countries, with El Salvador being the one who started it. This is opportunity. All currencies are basically losing all their value. And you've seen like what happened in Venezuela, where, people just were bankrupt everywhere and the currency just tanked and it's worthless. So Cuba, the country had to temporarily stop accepting cash bank deposits in United States dollars due to tighter restrictions set by former U.S. President Donald Trump. The Cuban government is reportedly planning to recognize and regulate cryptocurrencies for payments. I mean, what other choice do they have? It's an opportunity for them, and if it fails, then they're right back to where they started. So, this is an opportunity for them. I think that Cuba obviously a part of the United States, but still one of the smaller countries that are looking to take advantage of Bitcoin, and it could be a big potential opportunity for these countries to get on a level playing field, possibly. Moving on, major hotel in Swiss Alps now allows crypto payments. So another adoption news headline. Don't know how to say this, sorry if I butcher it, the Chedi Andermatt has 123 rooms and suites going for as low as 1,300 francs per night in the high season, or roughly 0.03 Bitcoin or 0.45 Ethereum. One of the, it's a major hotel, but still on the smaller side, it's just, little by little, you're seeing more and more. And lastly, our boy, Jim Cramer, Coinbase stock is cheap, put 5% of your portfolio in crypto. Boy, did he really change his tune. He had an update on Ethereum, talking about buying Ethereum. Jim Cramer is the host of Mad Money. Thinks that Coinbase is the natural repository of crypto and has recommended buying the stock. And if I forget his name, but the founder CEO of Coinbase said that every quarter, I believe, they plan to increase their crypto holdings. So just more and more going to be bought. So I like to keep it to like 3 or 4 news articles. I do have another news article that ties in more directly with GBTC and Grayscale, which I mentioned that I think that it's a good opportunity right now. GBTC may be bigger than Bitcoin, maybe not, but I'll share my thoughts on that. But first I want to talk Solana. So Solana is just putting in new all-time highs, and you see that we're getting some resistance here. Well, on Binance, I believe it did show a new all-time high. Let me double check that just to make sure. Yeah, 84.17 on Binance. So it did put in a new all-time high. We got... Oh, this is the Bitcoin chart. I'm sorry. I do want to share that. But there it is. There's the new all-time high. Anyway, so, it's kind of like a cup without handle. Kind of harder to trade if you're trading it. But, this is a buy on a breakout. So breaking out again into new all-time highs. Just a hold for me. Crypto can do things that you never think were possible. Like, if this goes to $150, would I be surprised? Yes, but would I be surprised? No. Solana, I did watch an interview on Crypto Banter with the CEO of the best performing crypto fund. It's Multi-Coin Capital, and his name is Kyle Samani. And basically, they just buy and they just hold. So, they have multiple things that they're up 10,000% on, and they're still continuing to hold. A lot of the talk was about Solana, and the insight that I got from that was that just a lot of projects in the DeFi space and the NFT space, which NFTs are hot now, right? Just wanting to build on Solana. They're like lined up building on Solana. So fundamentally, these things happen. Solana grows. And just wanted to share the Bitcoin price, because Bitcoin was going down yesterday and Solana was going up, and you could see like in the Bitcoin price, and this is something that you should be watching. It's something that every time Bitcoin drops, I go to the Bitcoin prices and I say, is anything looking like it's building or going up or gaining in Bitcoin price while Bitcoin is going down? And then I'll look at the USD chart and see if there's anything worth looking at. And we could see like bull flag after bull flag. We had this, I don't know why I thought I had it on there. Not going to be the clearest lines, but just so you could see. And then it was like within the bull flag, there was like bull flag. And that was right here. And 15-minute charts, if you're scalping, they're good. So 15-minute chart, your trade is 15 minutes long. That's kind of my rule, maybe 30. So short-term chart, short-term trade, long-term chart, long-term trade. Don't trade a 1-year hold off of a 15-minute chart. Anyways, so you can see just bullish, 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 bullish. As we get more extended away from this 50-day and 200-day moving average, the likelihood of pulling back towards it is more likely. But we're looking at breakout right now. We'll see how that plays out the rest of the day and into the weekend. So that's the only real altcoin I wanted to talk about, except for a couple, because I mentioned the next sector that I think is going to be big. And that sector, right, is DeFi, but not specifically DeFi. The perfect storm, this is from August 17th, so this is a little while ago. What is that? Almost a little over a week. Perfect storm, DeFi hacks will advance the crypto sector moving forward. So when I saw this, I was thinking, well, how? Right? Well, I think that and after watching, some other YouTube videos, I agree. I think it was Elio Trades, that the bridges are going to be what moves DeFi forward. Bridges like Polygon, so ticker symbol MATIC, and one of the originals, Atom or Cosmos. So two specific projects building on Cosmos, Sif Chain and Akash network. And you can see those are going up a little bit now. This one kind of pulled back a little bit, but not too familiar with them. I will look more into them. You could look at them for Sif Chain on Uniswap, you can buy, or SushiSwap. They're not on any really major centralized exchanges yet. Erewhon is the ticker, and then Akash you could buy on Bittrex. So U.S. people can use Bittrex. Some coins are not allowed to trade on BitMEX. They shut it, like XRP. They don't allow on there. But anyways, so something to look into, something to watch. Not going to get too much into it, just because I think the major thing to watch now is Bitcoin and Ethereum. So with Ethereum, it's just kind of held up really, really, really well. And obviously, we have some reason behind that. The EIP 1559, I'm just going to keep that line the same. The EIP 1559 and should make Ethereum eventually deflationary, and they're looking to go to proof of stake, which would essentially, if you've watched my videos before, I have a theory behind that. Elon Musk owns Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Dogecoin. Elon Musk recently, a few months ago, with Tesla, stopped accepting Bitcoin as payment because it was not energy efficient. If Ethereum moves to proof of stake, the energy expenditure will decrease near 100%. So who's to say that Tesla doesn't start accepting Ethereum? And then if there is a way for Dogecoin and Bitcoin to become more energy efficient, I'm sure he'll start accepting that again. So lots of things going on with Ethereum and the Ethereum Trust, the Grayscale Ethereum Trust. You can see it's looking pretty similar. The one thing that's not looking similar is Bitcoin and the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust. So you can see, Ethereum right here, 3129, below resistance, and kind of the same way here. So looking very similar there. Nothing really standing out difference-wise. Last two candles are pretty similar. A little bit more of a breakout in the Ethereum Grayscale Ethereum Trust. And it's a little bit at a discount, so a little bit more of a breakout. But the one that I'm watching, Bitcoin, you can see we're in this flag, and not too high of a flag, but hasn't quite broken out of it yet. Will it? Probably. I expect it to. Weekend pumps have been common recently. But take a look at this, right? And then take a look at GBTC. Now we're breaking out of there, right? So one thing to consider, one theory to think about is, okay, so we're at 39,350. That's like the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust equivalent. So quite the discount to 48,000. And news article, Grayscale Bitcoin Trust FUD is now over as the last Grayscale Bitcoin Trust unlock totals just 58 Bitcoin. And here's the unlock schedule, and you can see it's done. So maybe, just maybe, right, this is the time when it picks up from that discount and catches back up with the price of Bitcoin. Time will tell. But we're watching this where Bitcoin hasn't quite broken out yet. And we're watching this where GBTC has broken out. So we'll see what happens over the weekend, because this doesn't trade over the weekend. And that's why I don't necessarily like holding it, because if Bitcoin tanks over the weekend, I can't sell it. And this is going to open lower. Microstrategy kind of acted on its own, just going up, consolidating, going up, consolidating, going up, consolidating. So we'll watch for a breakout from this lower level, right, which I don't like, almost like a little head and shoulders here. But if Bitcoin goes up, generally MicroStrategy also goes up. So we'll watch that if you're in MicroStrategy. Very easy lines to watch. You could set up some low risk trades here with stop losses here, alerts above the breakout level. But yeah, and lastly, before any on-chain analysis, I want to talk about one thing you should always be watching is the Bitcoin futures chart, mainly for gaps over the weekend. So don't forget to watch that, this last candle where we close at. Definitely want to watch the Bitcoin dominance chart. If you're in altcoins, you could see no recovery yet. It was looking like it was going to. So altcoins, no reason to think that they shouldn't keep going. If this Bitcoin dominance goes up, altcoins will probably stop. They'll follow Bitcoin, but usually the Bitcoin dominance chart goes up as Bitcoin drops. So that's what we've seen pretty much all year. Bitcoin dominance goes up when Bitcoin drops. I do think there will be a time when Bitcoin does take its run, and Bitcoin takes its run and goes up in dominance while altcoins just kind of stand still. And lastly, altcoin market cap, did kind of come out of trend, but came right back in. So want to watch that, and that gives, a little bit of confidence again to the altcoins after a little bit of a scare. We've pulled back the last couple days. So just want to watch that stuff for now. Solana, we'll watch that. GBTC, we'll watch how it trades in comparison to the price of Bitcoin. And we'll watch the altcoin market cap, and we'll watch and see how those bridges, those Ethereum bridges like Cosmos and Polygon do, and those projects building off of those bridges like SwiftChain. So one thing I wanted to talk about is what I mentioned at the beginning of the video is this time it's different, right? And those are the words that you never want to follow, because history repeats itself. And it is different in a sense, in the fact that before, everything was pretty much based on mining and the halving cycles. And what the halving cycle is every 1,400 days or so, I don't know if that's an exact number, the block rewards get cut in half. So when you're mining, right, the rewards you get for validating a transaction or mining a new block, you get half the rewards that you used to. So a lot of times, like a certain amount of time before the halvening, before the next halving cycle, the price stopped, it dropped. People sold their Bitcoin that they were mining. This time, it's different in the sense that there's a lot more adoption, a lot more institutional investment, and we still want to watch this stock to flow ratio. This has been one that has been pretty consistent with the price of Bitcoin. You could see that we've dropped below, and if it continued to drop, it would pretty much invalidate this stock to flow ratio. But we're coming back towards it. So can I see Bitcoin going back down to 43,000? Yeah. We've been holding 47,000 pretty strong, but that's why I'm just in a hold scenario right now, is because it's in that, okay, we've gone up, 60-70%, and or maybe less than that, about 55%. And it's in that where I'm just not willing to take a risk on any trades or big trades, short-term trades. So I'm just holding. Anyways, looking at this, back to this line is 104,000, and the creator of this stock to flow ratio, Plan B, Stock to flow model predicts $100,000 by Christmas. Time model, diminishing returns, lengthening cycles, 30K. Next month's will be key. Note that the color overlay is on-chain signal, not timed halvening in this chart. So this is versus the time model, indicating we are between bottom, blue, and red top. So kind of halfway between there. So, he's kind of saying that I don't really make predictions. I just watch what's happening and use whatever analysis I can to make my best guess, I suppose. Do I think Bitcoin's going to go up? Yes, I do. I think everyone knows that by now. Do I think it's going to be different in price and cycle? Not necessarily. Time will tell. I mean, if we get a big blow off top, an exhaustion gap, it's going to come back down. So say like we are at 50,000 and we blow up to 100,000 or 200,000. Am I going to sell there? Absolutely. I have never had a long-term capital gain. That's just me. Other people, might hold for 10 years. That's great. Will I hold some? Yeah, I'll probably hold some. This may be the one that I plan on holding long-term and paying my first long-term capital gain should I sell it after a year. Anyways, so if that does happen, what are we watching? Well, coming back to this Nupal chart, this net unrealized profit and loss that I was talking about back in like April, May, maybe even earlier, March, we never got into euphoria, which is the blue. And I think what happened here is people in March and April and May, they wanted to beat everybody to the punch. They wanted to get out before the dump. They didn't want to see euphoria. They're like, yeah, we've been in since 5,000 or 2,000 or 3,000. Like, we're good. We don't want to be in when it dumps. We've made a ton of money. That's what I think happened there. But we never really reached euphoria. And stuff like this has happened before. We've come down, from euphoria, back down, and then back up to euphoria. And that's 2013. Yeah, 2013. So all within 2013. So a lot of things could happen. But that's what I'll be watching. Should we go up that high, and should it happen very quickly? So what happened last time? Went from about 10,000 to about almost 20,000. So if you see it double in a day, that's your sign. That's your signal, right? Because something doubles in a day like that, that's a squeeze. And it would be a supply squeeze. Because when we look at the exchange balances, right? When we look at the exchange balance of Bitcoin, it did come a little bit back on exchange recently, but it dropped back off. You can see it's dropping back off. And the one that really you can see that with is Ethereum. And I won't get into it today, but Ethereum has been pretty much been following the same price action that Bitcoin followed in 2017. So the expectation of Ethereum, with a lot of the experts, I guess to call them, is close to $20,000 price expectation this year in 2021. Will that happen? I don't know. If it happened, would I be happy? Yes, I would. If it happened, would I sell? I would sell, yeah, most of it, if not all. But anyways, just wanted to share that on-chain stuff with these exchanges and how it reflects on the price of Bitcoin and Ethereum. And essentially what this means is that people move their money off the exchange and into offline wallets, hardware wallets. Basically says, I'm not selling, I'm holding this. And then there's less supply. It creates like a supply squeeze. So there's, it just trades thinner. So anyways, just wanted to share that at the end. Those famous words, it's different this time. I know I said that in different order before. I said this time it's different, but it's different this time. You never want to go by that. History repeats itself. So fundamentally it is different, where there's more institutional investment and worldwide adoption of cryptocurrency. And you might see a Bitcoin ETF in the U.S. sometime soon or next year or something like that. But as far as like price goes and how markets work, I'm not going to go by that. It's just going to continue to do the same thing that's worked in the past until it doesn't. So anyways, if you like this video, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. I appreciate it greatly, and we'll see you next time. Have a great day. Have a great weekend. Watch that Bitcoin futures gap should one be created. and we'll see you next week. Bye.